Career mistakes you should avoid. I'm going to share it with you 5 of them in this video today. Hello and welcome to Bold Professionals, where we share with you workplace strategies to help you succeed at work. I'm Oyinko Akimade. I'm a confidence coach and a workplace strategist. In the description below, I have resources that will help you be more confident, be more visible, so you're respected, recognized, and rewarded. So make sure you check it out. And also subscribe to the channel so that you know when we upload new videos. So let's get started. The first mistake is to avoid being passive or not to have a plan about work. Listen, with all the effort you put into what you do at work, what do you plan to get out of it? If you're going to leave your job today, or if you're going to advocate for yourself, what evidence do you have or what preparations do you have to support those things? How are you going to feel when you leave work? So here are the few things you need to think about. What skills can you improve while you're there? Who can you connect with, or what can you who can you network with when you're there? How can you advocate for yourself when you're there? Always make sure you go to work with a plan to improve yourself in one way or another. That's the second mistake you want to avoid. You do not want to be reactive when you encounter an unfortunate or unpleasant situation at work. In a lot of situations, you are reactive because it probably is a repeat occurrence. So something keeps happening and you're tired of it and you just explode. Here are 2 reasons why you shouldn't be reactive. Number 1, it often lacks the precision it needs to be effective. Number 2, when you're reactive, you haven't thought about the outcome or the consequences of your behavior. So always take a pause when something unfortunate happens. So here's a tip I usually tell my clients and people close to me. The first time something you don't like happens, take note of it. If you see that it happens again, now is the time to start planning on how you're going to respond and address that issue. In that way, you're responding and you're more likely to be effective than if you just react without a plan. Third mistake to avoid is not to study and understand the personality and the communication style of your boss. I often see that when your personality is opposite of that of your boss, sometimes there's a lot of conflict and there's a lot of misunderstandings that can occur, and that you can avoid if you just take a little minute to study the personality and communication style and make adjustments as necessary. For example, if you have a detail-oriented boss and you're not as detail-oriented, there'll be a lot of problems there. So one way to do this is actually to just find out the details your boss would like on whatever project or whatever tasks they want you to do. The converse too can be true sometimes if you're detail-oriented and your boss is not detail-oriented, for example, and you put a lot of details into your work and it would appear that your boss is ignoring or is overlooking the work you're doing. But what you should realize is that in a situation like that, it's likely that you're giving in too much information than your boss would appreciate, and it's just a personality clash, not necessarily a bias against you. So that's one thing you should look into if you're having a conflict as a result of how you do your work. Take a look at the personality of your business and see, are you working and trying to communicate effectively with that person? All right, the 4th mistake you can make as a professional at work is not to be up to date about the industry trends and also about what is happening in your organization. And this is especially true if you have multiple offices, right? What is going on in your other offices that can affect your work or that can create an opportunity for you to advance or for you to get a better opportunity. So stay up to date. And the easiest way to stay up to date in your organization is to have professional relationships with other people too. Every time you have the opportunity to meet up with other people, talk to them, see how they're doing, think about forming relationships that would help you at work. And the other thing too is just stay up to date about industry trends, about what is happening in your organization so that you can seize the opportunities as they arise and you can avoid unnecessary mistakes and just improve yourself as a professional. The 5th mistake you want to avoid is not the metrics or the performance indicators your work is being measured against. What are the key performance indicators that you have to meet to be deemed as doing very well in your place of work? And more importantly, if it is a place where you want to get promoted or you want to get to the next level, what are the things you have to do so that you're in consideration for a promotion when that opportunity arises? So those are the things that you need to know if you're working in any place. Find out what is important, the priorities and things you have to succeed and be good at, or the things that will help you get to the next level, so that when the opportunity comes for you to advance, it is an easy go. And there you have it, the 5 mistakes you should avoid as a professional if you want to succeed at work and advance easily. So let me know in the comments below, which of these mistakes do you find yourself falling into, or which of these mistakes you observe other people making. I'll see you in my next video, and the next video I have will be on the 5 mistakes you should avoid if you're a manager. So if you're a new manager, or if you're aspiring to be a manager or a supervisor or a boss, you do not want to miss the video. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you know when I upload that video as well. I'll see you in my next video.